welcome to Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. I am Mr. Randy. Today we're here again for another episode of Off the Rip. If you're new to the channel, hello and welcome. If you're a returning viewer, always good to see you. Come on in. So what is an Off the Rip episode? Well, it's part one of three-part series Mr. Randy does in his whiskey review. Part one, Off the Rip, I get it home, crack it open, have the first pour, and share my first impressions with you. Because if not, who would I share it with? Part two, come back a little bit later, a week, 2 weeks, maybe 3, depending on how good that whiskey is. Once we're halfway, I'm going to bring you back. Part two, full review, as much information as I can possibly dredge up off the interwebs and present it to you here in good old Mr. Randy's fashion. Then part 3, all the way down here, we call the last pour. Or, I'm sorry, the final pour. Maybe it's the final 2 pours. Depends if Mr. Randy can control himself when he gets around this area. Sometimes I really cut it close. So part 3, final pour. We'll have the final pour. We'll discuss it and see if it changed from halfway. See if the last pour is anything like the first pour. With that being said, let's get on with the show, shall we? So we are talking about an Irish today. Kilbeggan. Now, if you know Mr. Randy, you've been on his channel for a while, you know Mr. Randy did a Kilbeggan's single grain. This one comes in, focus, 40%. I can't recall what the other, it might have been, it was definitely like 46%, I think. It was a single grain. It was very nice. It was much, much better on the second half of that bottle than it was the first. So that is a caveat to keep in mind. That was one of those bottles that was definitely better on the second half. So this is Ireland's oldest licensed distillery, bottled in Ireland. We love that. 80 proof. There you go. Distilled, matured, and bottled. We missed that part, didn't we? It's traditional. Why are we having problems focusing? Is that me or is that the camera? That is the camera. Okay, so here we are. It's traditional. It keeps saying that, so it must be traditional. Find out more, go to blah, 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 blah. Imported by Kilbeggan Distilling Import Company, Chicago, Illinois. Scruff McGruff, Chicago, Illinois, 60652. Let's go ahead and get this open. It is a metal, like, tin cap. Glug, 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 glug. Ooh. So it's been a while since Mr. Randy has showcased an Irish. I do apologize about that. That is a pale, you know what, I'm not even going to mess around here. We're going to break out Mr. Randy's handy dandy whiskey color scale. And off camera, we're going to nail this at a, what do you think, pale brown or deep gold? I think on camera it looks a little different, but I'm going to nail it at deep gold. So deep gold it is. Beautiful color. Let's see what kind of viscosity. Now the 46 single grain expression was very nice. Look at that, legs just start up instantly. Just want to start running. So that's one of the things most good Irish whiskeys are good for, known for. The viscosity, nice orally mouthfeel. On the nose, initially it's relatively light. Most Irish are. Unless you get something that's really pungent, really spicy. There's basically a sort of two-sided deals when it comes to Irish whiskey. You get that mellow, rich deepness. Sometimes you get that spiciness, like a Dead Rabbit. Dead Rabbit's a good Irish, and it's kind of spicy. The Solanche, that's my favorite. Very mellow, very rich, very deep. Two different spectrums of the Irish. Both very delicious. So sometimes you feel spicy. Sometimes you just feel like mellowing out. Trying to give this a few moments to open up a little bit more. Very nice. Very light. I'm getting like apple and a little bit of honey. Some kind of graininess. Let's go ahead and get it on the palate. Ooh. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it does. It does taste a lot like the other one, except it's like it turned down like a notch or two. Still good quality, still good stuff in there. Just kind of turned down just a little bit. Like I said, I do believe the other one was 46%. It's a little bit of punch, a little bit overwhelming on the first half of the bottle. Mellowed out on the second half of the bottle. Was very delicious on the second half. Let me get one more on the palate. That viscosity does transfer well over onto the mouth, onto the palate. Really nice mouthfeel. Not too oily. Definitely far from just being watery. That's a very nice. Okay. I got a few ideas about extending the palate, but let's go ahead and get the finish on it and see how that contrasts. That's very nice Irish. It was a very nice Irish. I don't want to say mild finish, but it's a very nice finish. The whole top of the tongue is like, I'd probably say on a scale of 3 out of 5 when it comes to liveliness. But don't let that fool you. It's good quality. It's got a nice viscosity. Oily and good enough for the mouth feel. The tingliness is good. Lets you know it's there. Not overwhelming. Not overbearing. Not a whole lot going on in any other part of the mouth except now in the back, in the very back, you get a little bit of sensation, a little bit of warmth. Nothing overwhelming. But then again, most good Irish whiskeys are not that. They're very mellow. They're very laid back. They're very delicious. Occasionally, like the Dead Rabbit, you may get something a little bit punchy, something to liven it up a little bit. I like variations. I like choices. So now I'm getting into the gums. A little bit in the gums have started to sort of tingly, a little bit of numbness. Not very much, just enough to know it's there. That's a really good finish from a really good whiskey. Kilbeggans. So, the finish is on its way out, but it's still there. Let us know what you think in the comments. Have you tried a Kilbeggans? What's your favorite Irish? Let us know in the comments. And as always, thanks for stopping by here at Mr. Randy's Wine and Spirits. You have a good one.